Hello, my name is Noah Reeves, and today I'm going to talk about renewable energy and the future it holds for the United States. So, what is renewable energy? According to the Oxford Dictionary, renewable energy is energy from a source that is not depleted when used. This can be solar, wind, hydroelectric, and many other things. The opposite of this is non renewable energy, otherwise known as fossil fuels. These include coal, oil, natural gas, and so on. These are depleted when used, meaning there is a finite amount of them left. Estimates for when exactly these resources will run out vary, but according to the Mid Counties Cooperative, the current estimates are around 2060. In order to power the whole United States with renewable energy, many different forms of renewable energy must be put into place. The U.S. already has a solid grid of hydroelectric plants around the country, but these alone are not enough. To power the entire country from coast to coast, the U.S. must employ solar power, wind power, and offshore wind power. In this presentation, my goal is to educate you on the possible implementation of renewable energies across America to convince you how the U.S. might create a renewable future using your voice, and your vote. The end of fossil fuels is a complex problem that we can solve in America by making the transition to renewable energy. Here's why you as an American voting citizen should care about fossil fuels. Fossil fuels power you all day, every day. In 2016, nearly 81% of the power generated in the United States came from fossil fuels, according to a study in the online science journal Renewable and Sustainable Energy Reviews. This includes the lights you use in your house, the car that you drive to work, and all of the other household appliances you use to cook and to clean. The U.S. imports the vast majority of its oil from other countries, according to a study in the online science journal titled Energy Policy. In this same study, the four authors concluded that all countries importing oil from 2000 to 2015 received a negative supply shock due to price fluctuations. This means that the U.S. population has suffered and will continue to suffer financial consequences due to America's reliance on foreign oil. Fossil fuels are also pollutants. They are burned to produce energy, and burning them releases carbon emissions into the atmosphere. This depletes Earth's ozone layer, the layer of the atmosphere responsible for shielding the Earth from the sun's rays. This causes the climate of Earth to change, which could, in turn, result in higher sea levels and extreme seasons. Our reliance on fossil fuels for our everyday lives results in 2/3 of global carbon emissions, according to climate scientist Michael Mann. So what's the solution? Renewable energy. Here's some great graphics from the aforementioned study in Renewable and Sustainable Energy Reviews journal. This graphic depicts the solar resources of the United States. As you can see, the areas with the most concentrated solar resources are the southeast U.S., right in this area. This includes the aridest states in the Union, such as Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, etc. Here is where the most solar energy could be generated in the United States. Placing farms of solar panels here would yield bountiful energy for the U.S. to generate and disperse across the country. Now we see a graphic of the areas of the U.S., both on land and shortly off coast, that experience the highest annual wind speeds. The central United States experiences these high winds more often than the rest of the United States land, as you can see in the purple, right in the middle here. Meaning here it would be the most beneficial to build wind turbines to generate power for the country. Also, off the East Coast and off of the West Coast of the United States, we can see more regions in purple that receive these high winds. There we could place offshore wind turbines, which include floating models or models anchored to the seafloor that could also generate a good amount of power for coastal U.S. cities. Utilizing these three methods of renewable energy, the U.S. can utilize its unique landscapes to generate power for the American people. So what can you do to help advance renewable energy? I'm sure you've heard that carpooling or reducing your plane travel can help the environment, and, while true, we need more than that to change the course of the country. The most powerful thing you have as an American citizen is your vote. Your vote is your voice, and you must use it to put into place officials that will implement these renewable technologies so that there might be a brighter future for America. Personal changes do help change the effects of fossil fuels, but we need policy changes to go along with that to create a global impact. Use your voice to support renewable energy to help the economy and the future. In conclusion, the complex problem of the end of fossil fuels is solvable, and renewable energy is the solution. Using solar, wind, and offshore wind power, the U.S. can fully power itself into the future without reliance on expiring fossil fuels. By using your voice and your vote, we can change the future to make a cleaner, self reliant future. And here are the aforementioned journals. I do recommend looking into them, they are very interesting. Good studies about renewable energy. And I hope you learned something, and I hope you're inspired to help create a renewable future for America.